Welcome back to the Dias Cast. This week we have Alex joining your favorite host that we can bring. It's Justin.
You're talking yourself up.
Well, Alex is, I don't know if anybody remembers this. We don't talk about this game much. He likes Idoneth Deepkin.
Yeah. Well, so do you. So
I do. I don't play him on my channel as much as you do. So,
yeah.
So I think you're the guy. But a new book came out, and it's really underpowered. And
I don't know if I'd call it underpowered. Maybe
synergistic.
Too far gone. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it.
So we want to get it on the channel, and Alex is being kind enough to play it against my Nurgle. I'm still on my Nurgle journey. This time it will be Pusgoy Blightlords brought in force.
Yeah, and last time I played Idoneth on the channel, I ran 3 big turtles, which now has become infinitely more expensive.
Yeah, no one's running 3 anymore.
Yeah, and since then, Thralls got good. So I'm going to throw some Thralls on the table and some Sharks and see what happens.
Thralls turn into a bunch of Supermen, but we'll
Yeah.
see how it goes. Alex, you want to tell us about this list?
So today I am running Dom Hain for my sub-faction, which is the one that allows my Thralls to do some awesome things, which you will see in the game. My general is the Achelian King. He has the Unstoppable Fury command trait. I'm bringing Arcane Tome, Arcane Tome with him to make him a caster with Flaming Weapon, and then Void Chill Darkness for his mount trait. I'm also bringing Lotan. Lotan got a major goal up in this book, so we'll bring him with. And then the Achelian Thrall Master from the Fury of the Deep box. And then I am bringing 50 Thralls, 2 units of 20 and a unit of 10. Those are going to be in the Hunters of the Heartland battalion, and everything else is going to be in a battle regiment. And then I am bringing 2 units of 2 Alapexes and a unit of 3 eels to round out the list, and then the train piece, obviously, which also got better. Everything just got a little bit better. So this is going to be 1980 for points.
Alright, so we're back in Nurgle. This time it's going to be Drowned Men. My general is going to be the Lord of Afflictions. He is going to have Overwhelming Stench and the Split Horn Helm. That's a tricky one to say. I'm bringing Orgots and Blowub. Blowub's going to have the Rancid Visitations spell. Hopefully it will kill a bunch of Thralls. That would be exciting for me. Then we're going to go with 3 units of 2 Pusgoy Blightlords and 2 units of Putrid Blight Kings. Everything is in a battle regiment other than Orgots, so we're going to be 2-drop. The Drowned Men would allow me to have a pre-game move. I just don't want to get any closer to Alex than I have to, so we'll see how this goes. But I'm excited to see this these armies both on the table. We'll see. It's an interesting matchup. You ready to have some fun?
Oh yeah, always.
Alright, sounds good. So we are actually trotting out some train rules today. So on my right-hand corner deployment, it's mystical. To the center, kind of between both boards, is inspiring. Across the table in Alex's deployment will be damned, and then in his very corner will be deadly. So today we're playing the last battle plan from the Warcoda that we haven't played yet. It's Forcing the Hand. This was pretty popular in 2nd edition. Basically, before each turn, the opposing player will pick one of the objectives that's fully in their territory, and if the opponent gains control of that during their turn, they will score 2 points for having that. Otherwise, the scoring is nearly identical to all the others. Score 1 for controlling 1, score 1 for controlling 2, and then score 1 for controlling more, and the battle tactics are as usual. We're 9 inches away from center for deployment, so there's 18 inches of dead zone. And yeah, that's it. Excited to kind of get through all these Warcoda battle plans and see what we like, what we don't like, and give feedback. So
So for my deployment, I basically just lined everything up, kept my 2 big units of thralls within range of the king, Lotan, and the thrall master to be able to hand my buffs out wherever I needed them. Left the 2 alpexes on one side so that they could take pot shots at your flying bugs, and then gave my eels off to the other side to kind of move around the board and see if I can steal an objective or two, and a unit of 10 thralls on that other objective just to get a hold of it. So
yeah, I pretty much lined up on the line as well. I have my Lord of Afflictions as well as 2 Blight Lords off the board to come in. Otherwise I just kind of balanced putting a screen of Blight Kings in front of a monster and putting the other 4 Blight Kings on one objective. They do get a pre-game move though. I'm going to roll for my Wheel of Corruption. 2. Yeah, so I got Fecund Vigor, which is all units are treated as being within 14 of the locus of fecundity. With that move, I am going to go ahead and give Alex the first turn.
awesome.
For my prime objective, I am going to pick the objective that Orgots is currently sitting on.
Okay. For my ritual, I am going to pick the ritual that gives me a 5-up ward on Amarty units in High Tide. I like that it activates with the King's ability in addition to any time on turn 3. So I'm going to try to use that as much as I can. All right, so then we will go into Idoneth's turn 1. Good luck, sir.
Good luck.
So for my battle tactic this turn, I'm going to do Ferocious Advance. I'm going to pick the King, Lotan, and the Thrall Master. I'm not going to be able to get him into anything anyway, and a lot of the other battle tactics are actually not really that obtainable for me right now. So I'm going to pick that. And for my for my heroic action, I am going to try to get a command point from the King, which I do.
I'm going to try to get a command point from Bloab. Nope.
For the Arcane Tome, I'm going to cast Mystic Shield on that front unit of Thralls. Get them at +1, ignoring. Ooh, there you go.
D3.
So I take 2 mortal wounds.
Did you get a 5-up?
It's units without a mount.
Yes.
So I take 2 mortal wounds from that. That's not ideal. That is my illustrious hero phase. So we will go into the movement phase. So for my movement phase, I brought everything up just a little bit. I don't want to, close that distance too much in the first turn and open myself up to some nasty charges. I brought my Alapexes up to get some shots off, and my eels just kind of sneaking around the corner, which isn't as sneaky when I bring it up right now. But and then the Lotan, the Thrallmaster, and the King all ran so that I could get my battle tactic. So I did move my thralls a little bit too close to that deadly terrain. So on a 1, I'll take D3 mortal wounds, and we're good. Shooting phase. Shooting phase. So those 2 Alapexes are going to shoot into that farther unit. What are those?
Plus score of Blight Lords.
Into the plus score of Blight Lords. On 3s. And 3s. For 3 of them, -1.
With the -1, I will go to 5-ups.
Like nice. Alright, the other 2 Alapexes are going to shoot into your Blight Kings.
Which unit?
The unit right here. In front of...
Then I will spend my command ability to give them all defense.
So 3s and 3s on this. That is 4 of them at -1.
They're normally 4-ups. They'll go to 5-ups, but then they'll be back to 4-ups. This will be 4 4-ups. So one will go through.
D3, 4, 3.
3 5-ups. I'm gonna pass 1. That'll put 2 damage on them.
You want to swap dice? Okay, so that's going to be the end of my turn. I didn't expect to get much done in this turn, as you use your pre-game move to back up, and I didn't really want to close that distance too much, and just open myself up to get destroyed. So I just shuffled everything up, got my battle tactic. So I hold 1, hold 2, don't hold more, and got my battle tactic for 4 points.
Sounds good. All right, into my turn.
At the beginning of your turn, I am going to pick my center objective to be the prime objective.
Sounds good. So I'm going to do my contagion points. I have no enemy units in my territory, so I will get an additional point, additional to just having units in my territory for 4 plus 1 from my tree. So I'll have 5 total points. Not good enough to summon anything yet. For my battle tactic for this round, I'm going to take Savage Spearhead.
Well, I think I know what you're doing then.
And then for my heroic action, I will attempt to roll for a command point from Orgats.
Nope. I will attempt to roll a heroic recovery with my Acalian King. I need less than a 10, and I get there for 2. So he's back to full.
I am going to then do my Locus of Fecundity. For this round on my wheel, everything's treated as healing D3. So the Blight Kings, which have 2 wounds, are going to heal 3, so they'll be back to full. He is going to attempt to cast Mystic Shield. Bloab does get a +1 to cast, so this will go off on a 4 on dice. We'll get it with a 6.
So I'm going to try to deny that because you only have 1 cast. So you got a 6.
Yep.
So I need a 7 on dice. And I get it. So no Mystic Shield for you.
Sounds good.
No soup for you.
Alright, so that's all for my hero phase. As crazy as it seems, I'm really moving aggressively up the board because I'm of the belief that against Idoneth Deepkin, I want to try to get as many models off the board as I can turn 1. Or before turn 3, I should be more careful to say. So I'm actually kind of playing for a double already. Nice thing, I have my Triumph. I'm going to attempt a bunch of long bond charges onto that back objective that is faintly covered by thralls, so we'll see how it goes. I don't have any shooting because most of my units ran this round, and I do have a long bomb charge here and those charges, so I'm going to start with my long bomb 12-inch charge. If I get 12, that'd be great. Nope, they will stay where they are. Then I'm going to run with charge with my unit of 2 Pusco Blight Lords.
Okay.
They need a 9. No, I'm going to re-roll that with my command point. They will get in on a 9.
Got her.
So at the end of their charge, the one with the metal thing on top, on a 2-up, the Lore's Toxin I think is called. On a 2-up, he's going to do D3 mortal wounds. Nope. And then the other guy on a 4-up will do D3. Yes. For 3. So I get remove. Then my Lord of Afflictions is going to attempt. He'll still need a 9. I'm going to roll it. A 3. I'm going to use my Triumph to re-roll his charge. No, not quite. So we'll just have 1 to go for attacks here.
Okay, so at the start of the combat phase, I am going to spend a command point to try to keep my thralls alive.
And I will also spend a command point to give all-out attack.
All-out attack. The Thrall Master is out of range of any combat, so I can't activate him. Just all-out defense.
Sounds good. Alright, so I'm going to have 10 attacks. These are going to hit on 2s, wound on 3s, but 6s will do a disease point. 1 disease point. And then 3s to wound. So that'll be 6 at -1 round.
Okay. So I am +1 to save for being in cover for the first battle round, and +1 to save for all-out defense. So I'm +2, that'll put me on a 4-up save. So 4-up save on these, and I saved 3 of them, failed 3 of them.
So that's just 3 wounds.
3 total.
Yep. And then their other attack will have 6 attacks apiece. So this will be 12 attacks. Hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s, 6s will do a disease point. So we get 3 disease points. These will wound on 3s. We're gonna have 5 at no rend, so it should be 3 ups.
4 ups. So 4 ups on these. I failed 3 of them.
It's just 1 wound apiece.
1 wound apiece. I'm down to 1 lonely man. So the Thrall is going to attack back. He has 2 attacks and then 1 for being the unit champion. So 3 attacks, 3s and 3s. 2 hits. And 2 wounds at -1.
These are going to be 5 ups.
That's 4 damage.
4 damage, 4 5 ups. I'm going to make 2. That will be 2 damage. Then at the end of my combat phase, I get to use the ability Relentless Attackers. I'm going to roll 2 dice. For any dice that I beat, the wound characteristic of 1, he'll take a mortal wound here. So that would be
I think he's gone. Yeah. Here's disease point.
So at the end of my turn, I am going to control 1, control 2, control more. I will not control the prime objective. Plus, I complete my battle tactic for a total of 5. Yeah, so I'm happy with how the round went. I was able to complete a 9-inch charge and get onto an objective that was not well defended. I think I'm set up well for a double, although I'm extremely nervous if I don't win this priority. But we'll see how resilient Nurgle is if I don't.
Yeah, you set yourself up for an all or nothing kind of, which I love. So yeah, we'll see how it goes here.
All right, into priority. 6er.
Ah. All right, so you're gonna give it away.
So fortunately, this is what I set up for. I am going to play for the double here.
I don't think you have to play for the double.
Yeah.
I think you got it.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. My Wheel of Corruption is going to move forward 1 spot to the Burgeoning. This means at the start of my hero phase, I'll roll a number of dice equal to the number of the current battle round, and for each 4-up, I'll get an extra CP. I'll do my CP right away. So these 2, I'll get 2 additional. I get 3 for having something wholly within Alex's deployment. So that will be 5 so far, 6 from the tree, and then another 4 because of the 3 I get for having Nurgle in my deployment, and an additional 1 because there's no Idoneth Deepkin there. So that's a whole boatload of them. To a total of 14, which 14 is kind of the magical number to be able to bring on some players. I'm going to do Broken Ranks, and I'm going to pick the unit of eels off to the side there.
Okay.
My Pusco Bloodlords that had 2 wounds on them will go down to 1 because of Locus of Fecundity. And then for my heroic action, I'm going to try to roll for an additional command point from Blow It. And I'm going to get it on a 4.
Okay. I'll try to roll for an additional command point from my king. And I get it.
In my hero phase casting, I am going to attempt to cast Mystic Shield. I'm going to take D3 for 3. I'm going to roll 3 5-ups. Nope, he'll take 3 wounds.
He did more wounds to you than I have.
Going into movement here.
So I'm going to use my free command point here from the Aethersea King to redeploy the unit of thralls in front of him. Because I went second with my Dom Hand ability, I will be able to redeploy with the other unit of thralls as well. The main reason I'm doing this is to just try to back up a little bit from him. I want to get at least like 1 thrall in front of the king so you can't attack him. Obviously you can't right now, and I want to get the second unit of thralls a little bit closer to that Gloomtide shipwreck to try to get them inside of that 5-up ward bubble.
Sure.
So for the unit right here, and I'll use that command point, the unit in the center, they're going to redeploy 6. And the other unit of thralls will redeploy for 1. That is worse.
My movement was just super aggressive. I am bringing everything at Alex that I possibly can. It's a little scary, but hopefully I can put enough hurt on him in this turn that I don't get wiped off the board in future turns. I am going to spend the free command point from Orgots for his shooting attack. This will make it on 2s and 2s. That was a waste of a command point. And then Loeb will do his D3 attacks, and he's going to put them all into the eels. So this will be D3 attacks.
What's the
for 3.
What's the random?
Round 2.
Okay. I'm going to use a command point here for all out defense.
These are going to be 3s and 2s. So just 1 at -2.
-2, so I'm a 4-up save, go to a 6, come back down to a 5. And we're good. Didn't need that command point.
Alright, so we're going to go into charges. I'm going to first attempt a charge with the Lord of Afflictions. He's going to get a 9. This will be a 2-up. He'll do D3 for 3. And then I'm going to attempt my charge with my Putrid Blight Kings to the right of Orgots, or to the right of Blood. They're going to get in on a 7. I'm going to attempt my charge with the Pusco Blight Lords. I'm going to get in on a 12. So that's going to be 1 2 up for D3. Yes, D3 for 1, and then a 4 up. Yes, for D3 for 2 total. Blood is going to attempt to charge. He needs to go up to, should be about 3 out. So he's going to need a 5. That is not my most important of charges. Yeah, he's just going to be out. I'm going to charge with my Creature Blight Kings in the middle of the table. Got a 5. My biggest charge, I would say, is with Orgots. We'll get an 11. Then my far left, or I'm sorry, my central unit of +12 Blight Lords. We'll get in on a 10. There'll be 1 2 up and 1 4 up. 2d3 for a total of 5. And then my last unit of +12s. And roll a 10 also. So a 2 up and a 3, a 2 up first. Yep, and then a 4 up. Nope. So D3 for 2.
You will have to roll a deadly terrain.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Roll that 1, please. At the end of the charge phase, because I have my thralls in Hunters of the Heartland, he's not able to do a monster's action with Orgots. And at the start of the combat phase, I am going to activate my Thrall Master for Way of the Vortex. That's going to make the Thrall Master and both units of Thralls -1 to wound.
So I am going to all-out attack because it is important to try to get as many hits through from Orgots onto the Thralls as possible.
Yep, and I'm going to all-out defense, as you could imagine.
So his first profile is going to be 7 attacks. These are going to be 3s and 4, or 2s and 4s. 6s will do an additional disease point. There's no disease points here. And these will be 4s. So just 2 at -1.
2 at -1 takes me to a 6-up save and then back down to a 5-up. I fail both.
It's going to be 4 total damage.
4 total.
His next attack will have 5 attacks because he's in his top profile. This will be on 2s and 3s because he's normally 2 to 1. That will be 3 at -2.
So this gives me a 6-up save. And I save none.
So it'll be 9 total damage.
9 total damage. Alright. I'm going to activate this unit right here. This unit of Thralls. This unit is going to be +1 to wound from Lotan. I'm going to be able to get 10 into this unit here, and then just 1 into this unit here.
The unit that is going to have the 10 into them, I'm going to all defense.
So for the unit that has the 1 guy going into him, 1 hit, and no wounds. And then the unit with the 10. So 20 attacks going into that unit of Huscoils. This is going to be 3s and 2s.
These dice are doing me favors tonight.
Yeah, they haven't been on my side exactly. It's probably because they're yours. And 2s to wound. You have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of them at AP -1.
We're not thinking
Rend -1.
10, it's going to go down to a 5-up. And then, because I did all defense, we'll go back to 4 up.
Yep.
So 10 4-ups here. Failed 1, 2, 3, 4.
So that's 8 damage total.
And then I'll have 8 5-ups. 8 4-ups, 5-ups, sorry. So I'm gonna take a total of 4 damage there. Unfortunately, that seems bad.
Okay. Your activation.
So I'm gonna attack with my Lord of Afflictions. His first profile will have 4 attacks. These will be 3s and 3s. 6s will do disease point.
6s. Let me guess, you got 3 of them.
I got 1, but every one helps. And then 3s. So it'll be 2 at -1.
So 2 at -1 puts me to a 5, and they're on cover, so they will get a 4-up save. And I saved neither of them.
So that's gonna be D3 damage each for a total of 5.
And that kills an aelves.
And then he has 6 attacks, and this will be 3s and 3s. 6s will do disease point.
Oh, 3 6s.
3 6s, 4 total hits, and then these will wound on 3s. For a total of 2 at no run.
So it's going to be 3 ups, and a save 1, fail 1.
Just 1 damage.
I think I'll attack in with these eels.
Yeah.
Get them to do something. Okay, so we're going to attack into your Puscoil big, what you call them?
Pusco Blight Lord.
Yeah, 3s and 3s. That's about par for the course today. And 2 of them at no rend.
These will be 2 4-ups. I made them both.
And for the Fangs and Lashing Tails, 3s and 3s. Hey, I hit with lots of stuff there. And 3s. That
-1,
is
right?
6 of them at -1.
This will be 6 5-ups. I made 2, and these are D3 damage piece, right?
D3. That is 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. That is the best thing that's happened to me all game.
3, 8. 11 5-ups. I'm gonna say 3 of them, so 1 will die, and 1 will carry over. I'm then gonna attack with these Blight Kings over here. So I'm only gonna get 2 in here with a 1-inch reach. So this will be 10 attacks. 3s and 3s. 6s will do. I'm gonna get 3 3s here. So I'm maxed out. This is at 7. Four at -1.
4 at -1 brings me to a 5, and then I go back to a 4 with cover. So I save 2, fail 2.
Just 1 damage each.
1 damage each. I go down to 5 wounds. I'm going to activate my sharks over here. Right? Or am I within 3? Yes, I am. So I will get 1 shark in, and he is going to have 6 attacks. 3s and 3s. 4 hits. And 3 saves to make. -1.
These will be 5-ups. Pass 2 damage.
1 each.
5-up. No damage so far.
And Ferocious Bite. 3 attacks. 3s. And 3s. Nothing.
We're gonna go with the 2 that are closest to the center of the board first. They are going to be -1 to wound, and they are not going to have any pluses, so we'll see how it goes. This is going to be a total of 10 attacks. These are going to hit on 3s and wound on 4s. 6s will do it at these points. 3s.
This is 3s and 4s, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just 1 disease point. And then these will wound on 4s. So I'll get a total of 3 wounds at -1 round.
Okay, these are going to be on 6s. And I get none.
Just 1 damage each.
So 3 guys.
Then the second attack is going to be 6 attacks each, and they are going to be on 3s and 4s again. 6s will do a disease point. So I'm going to get 2 disease points here. And a total of 4 at 1 round.
4 at no.
Yep.
5 save. Save 2, fail 2.
Just 2.
2 damage total.
Yep.
I think my last unit here is these thralls. That's 7 total guys, and the leader there, so it'll be 15 attacks. 15 attacks. And wounding on 2s. 11 of them.
Okay.
At -1.
These will be 11 for us.
God, if I ever need to cash in on some karma rolls, it's right now. Nah, I didn't do it very much.
So 3 will go through. So it's 6 damage, and then if I roll any 6s on this, it will do a mortal wound back. So it'll be 2 mortal wounds back and 4 wounds taken. So I'm attacking with my 5 Blade Kings here. That's going to be 25 attacks, 3s and 3s. This will be 3 6s will do a disease point. So it'll be 2 disease points. 9 at -1.
9 saves to make. These are going to be 5 up. Failed 2, 4, 6, 7. That's just 7 wounds?
Yep.
So I have the Alpex left. So we'll attack the Lord of Afflictions. I don't know if I'll get another chance. So 6 attacks here, 3s and 3s. 1 miss. And 4 saves to make a -1 on the Lord of Afflictions.
These will be 4 4-ups. Make 2 miss 2 damage.
1 damage each.
2 4-ups. He's got 1 taken.
And then a Ferocious Bite, 3s and 3s. All hit. And all wound at -2. Or +2 according to the War Scroll card.
These will be 5-ups. Need 1 damage.
2 each, so 4 total.
He's going to save 2 more, so he's taking a total of 3. Because of his artifact, he's saving on 4-ups rather than 5s.
Okay.
And then we'll go 5 attacks from the 1 Puscoil that's left going into this lone eel. These will be 3s and 3s. 6s will do a disease point. 3 at -1.
3 at -1 will put me on a 5-up save. I save 2, fail 1.
1 damage.
Haha!
And then 6 attacks on his second profile.
Aww.
3s and 3s as well.
Ooh, look at that!
Nothing there. And then 1 3. 1.
At no run. 4 up. Hey. How much damage?
Just 1.
Just 1? I gotta dodge a mortal wound.
Yeah.
That's it for me for...
And then I just have my last unit of Puscoil Blight Lords. So the first profile is going to have 10 attacks. These are going to be 3s and 3s. 6s will do a disease point. Just 1 6.
And no misses.
And 1 miss there. 9 at -1.
So these are going to be 5-ups. So I make 3 of them.
So it'll be 6 damage.
6.
And then it will be 12 attacks. These will be 3s and 3s. 6s will do disease point. No 6s. Threes. So it will be a total of 4 at 1.
4 saves on these. Save all but 1.
Just 1 damage. So at the end of this round, I'm first going to roll for the 3 Blight Kings on the eel. Any 5-ups will do a mortal wound. So
aww, he's gone.
And then I'll have 2 dice into the thralls over there. These will be on 2-ups. That will be 2. Each of my disease will tick up. I'm going to roll for the 7 on the shark first. This will be 7 4-ups. That will just be 2. The 1 on the thralls. Yes.
Lose a thrall.
The 4 on the other batch of thralls for 2. And then the 2 on the sharks for 1.
That kills a shark.
I feel like this it was a semi-successful turn for well, you gotta roll battle shocks here.
Yeah, you wanna.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and spend that command point that I saved. I'm gonna save this unit of thralls right here. I will absolutely lose the rest of that unit of 4. So I have to roll for alpexes. If I roll a 6, they're gonna run. I haven't been rolling many 6s, so I mean, realistically, what's gonna happen here? No, and then the one over by the plus whatever's. Nope, they're good.
So the turn pretty much went how I hoped.
Really?
I killed a lot of stuff, which I like, and I'm leaving. My strategy was to get as few models on Alex's side as possible.
This is the most lopsided game I think I've ever played on my side.
I was able to accomplish that, so I feel good about this game. I will have scored.
I'm glad you feel good about it.
2 for killing the battle line. I still control 1, control 2, control more for a total of 5 points for that round.
Cool. Going into battle round 2 for me. So for my battle tactic this turn, I am going to pick Conquer. I'm going to pick that back objective over there. I can walk my shark onto it and grab it, no problem. For my heroic action, I'm going to try to get a command point from the king, which I don't get.
I'm going to do best day ever on Orgot.
Okay. Hero phase. I'm going to cast Flaming Weapon on the polearm. On a 5. Does it go off on a 5? Yeah. So Flaming Weapon goes off on a 5.
I will try to unbind with blow it. He's going to unbind on
Yeah,
that.
no problem. I don't really have much else to do, so I'm going to go into movement. It's a go for broke moment. So we we kept the thralls in there. We moved the Aethersea King up. Brought the Thrall Master in just to get as much onto him as I possibly can. I know he's finest houred, but hopefully I can do something to him. So we will go into shooting. I retreated with the Alapex and the other Alapex, so I don't have any shooting this turn. So we will go into charges. Charge with the Aethersea King. So I'm going to spend that command point to re-roll that 3-inch charge. Okay, so I rolled a double 1. What are the chances? Okay, we're good. Got in there with a 9. So I'm going to pick Orgots with the Deepmere Horn. So he is going to, on a 2-up, do D3 mortal wounds for 2 wounds.
This will be 2 5-ups. 6s will do a mortal wound to a unit within 1 inch. So he'll take 1. He's at 5.
We will charge. We will charge with the Thrall Master, and I get a 4, which is not a lot, but it's enough. and I only need enough. And then we will charge with Lotan. That's not enough to get there with him. I just don't have enough space. At the end of the charge phase, the Aethersea King is going to pick D3 units to benefit from the High Tide ability, which would be Strike first. So I'm looking for a 2 or 3 here. And I get a 2. So we are going to pick the King himself and the Thrall Master.
Orgots is going to stomp the King on 2 up. D3 for 2.
Okay, he suffers 2 wounds. So we will go into the combat phase.
I will spend a command point for all of defense. It's free from Orgots, so.
So at the beginning of combat, the Thrall Master, he is going to pick. There's no point to doing -1 to wound. He's going to do exploding 6s here. So we are going to attack with the King first. I'm very excited about this. Don't know why. So I have the bladed polearm on him. Normally 3 attacks because he is benefiting from High Tide right now. He's +2 attacks for every enemy unit within 3 inches. So it's going to be 5 total attacks from the bladed polearm. This is going to be 2s and 2s because of the +1 for his own ability. So all hit. And all wound. Because I charged, this is rend -3 with 3 damage.
So Orgots had Finest Hour and +1. So he'll just lose 1 in respect to run. So these will be 5 4-ups. I made them all.
Awesome. Falchion. This is going to be 5 attacks, 2s and 3s. For 2 of them at no rend.
This will be 2 2-ups.
Cool. And Lashing Tails. This is going to be... so in the core rules, command traits do not benefit mounts, so I will not get the +2 attacks to the Lashing Tails. And I will also not get the +1 to hit because of the Achillean Paragon rule excludes mounts. So I have Fangs and Talons and Lashing Tails. So let's do Fangs and Talons first. 3 attacks, 3s and 3s. 2 hits. And no wounds. And Lashing Tails. So those both did wound because Lotan is there to give me the +1 to wound.
Run.
That is Fangs and Talons -1.
So he'll still be on a 2-up. So the 2... He's going to pass 1.
Cool. And then Lashing Tails. This is going to be 3s and 2s for 1 at no rend.
So we got 2 up. He's good.
So, look, Achillean Thrallmaster, he has the esoteric weapons. He's going to be +1 to hit and +1 to wound from Lotan and the Achillean King. So this is going to be 2s and 2s. And we did exploding 6s, so I will get an extra hit. And 2s to wound. That is 5 at -1.
These will be 5 2-ups. He's going to save them all.
Vicious Flight. Vicious Bite. That's 2 attacks, 3s and 4s. But he has +1 to wound, and this does not say that it does not affect mounts. So those both wound. You have 2 more at no rend.
2 2-ups.
Then I have 4 thralls. One of them is the leader. We will attack with them. So these are going to be 3s and 2s. 6s explode. So I miss with 4, but I do have a 6, so that explodes. And you are going to have 5 saves to make at -1.
5 2-ups.
Okay. So I did 0 damage in combat with 3 units.
I'm going to put Orgot's top profile into the Thralls, and I'm going to put his second profile into the Thrall Master. This is in hopes of taking back that objective. Orgots will be -1 to hit because he is within range of the Achillean King. So his top profile will have 7 attacks. As they're going into the thralls, these are going to be 4s and 3s. That will be 3 disease points into the thralls, so they'll go up to 4. These are 3s. 3 at -1.
6 ups? So make none of them.
It'll be 6 total damage. And then his second will be, he has not been tabled yet, because he's been saving very well. So this will be 5 attacks. These are going to hit on 4s and wound on 2s.
This is against who?
This is into your Achillean Thrall Master. So it's 1 disease point on him. 2. Just 1 at -2 round.
He doesn't save that.
So it's 3 damage on him. This will go to 2. The king will now have 1 disease counter on him. So I'm going to roll for these. The 2 on the Achillean Thrall Master, these will be 4 ups.
Is this in the battle shock phase?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the 1 on the Alapex. Nope. And then the 1 on the king. Yes. And then the 1 on the other Alapex on the far objective. No.
Okay, so I think we can call it there in what might be the most lopsided game I've ever played.
Well, go back and watch IDK versus Skaven if you want to see something similar.
Did we get to turn 3?
No, I don't believe so. I think you won priority and we called it.
I don't know what I would have done differently other than maybe flip-flop our my units around like a little bit, but like, you know, maybe like screen out my big units of thralls, but thralls are like the cheap thing, so maybe split the units up, but then they don't benefit from, it's harder to get them all to benefit from, you know, those like stacking buffs. So
I mean, roll your priority better.
I fail priorities at your house on like a 96% rate.
I think if you would have rolled your priority better, I mean, honestly, that turn 2 is like the game. I mean,
I don't know that I made more than maybe 10 total saves the entire game. Now, that's not ridiculous because thralls are saving on 5s, eels are 4s, alpexes are 4s. Like, everything has kind of a you know, high save. Yeah, but yeah, that was very rough.
I mean, and there's a couple things that are, like, that Nurgle has that are just really good against you. Like, I'm doing lots of little mortal wounds between all the charges on the Blight Lords, and the disease points like rack up. Like, you just don't have anything to fend those off. You know, and because I was able to play for a double, and I got that charge into that unit of thralls, that kind of set me up to be in a good space. I mean, I don't want to oversell it. It was playing for the double and getting it made all the difference. So if you get the double there, you move into me, and it's just a really different game.
It feels like when you overcommit, you either win the game or lose the game at that point when you roll priority. So it's a, you know, I mean, it's a whatever 50-50 at that point going into turn 2, but yeah, it was a bloodbath.
The thing, like I was saying to Alex, and it was before the game, like when I was thinking about this game, I really thought, like, I'm just totally screwed. But, like, the amount of attacks the Blight Lords had into the thralls, because the thrall save is bad. It's just bad. It's not good. It's bad. Yeah. So you just end up taking a lot of them off with just splash damage.
Yeah, and I talked to somebody about list building and the idea of, like, bringing a turtle list, but they're 500 points. What do you
lose so much?
I get cut a unit of alpexes and the unit of eels.
My only possible recommendation would be to try to get to a 1-drop. Yeah, so the MVP for my game was Orgots. He's good at rolling 2-ups and 4-ups, so that was fun.
My MVP for this game is, I guess, my car that got me here.
The free soda you didn't get.
Yeah, the Thrall Master, I think, being able to hand out -1 to wound probably kept my unit of 4 thralls alive longer than they deserved to be. I had expected the Aethersea King to be the MVP easily, but I mean, when you make all your 4-up saves and all your, you made
that one roll where I think it was
saves.
where you hit like with all 6 of your polearm attacks, and I think I saved all 6 4-ups.
I hit with every polearm attack.
So yeah, I saved every single.
Yeah, you saved every polearm attack. You saved every attack.
I saved every attack, but the polearm attack was the one that wasn't on a 2-up. So
it's.
Here's a couple questions for you. If you played this again, instead of having the Aethersea King behind thralls, do you have any temptation to just put him out in front and say, "Come get me"? You're gonna be -1 to hit. He's on a 3-up, right?
Yeah, he's on a 3-up. I don't know. I think the temptation more is like, hey, just hang back till you find out what's going to happen in turn 2, because like you came forward super far and you deployed in my. I like went forward just enough to give you the ability to deploy behind me, but I'm not really in a rush to do anything before turn 2 if I activate the king, or turn 3. So like. Why
you didn't get super aggressive though. I mean, you just
but I moved up enough to let you deploy behind me when I could have just kept kind of sliding backwards. And I'm not in a rush to do anything before turn 2, my turn 2 by activating the king, or turn 3. So why give you an extra 4.5-5 inches that you can charge into for the double? So I think what I actually would have done is maybe stay on the back half of these objectives and just let your double play out. You also would have probably not committed as hard. And then I just let the turns kind of develop until turn 3, and then come forward with everything and try to take off as much as I can. As you can see, even when I was fighting first with 2 characters and obviously a very neutered unit of thralls, but fighting first against a big character that has a 2-up save doesn't really do much for me. But hopefully by turn 3 I'm into some of your Puscoils and some of that stuff. So
so I think the whole strategy is, for me, it's for your opponents, it's kill as much as they can before turn 3 happens.
Yeah.
And for you, it's still keep as much alive until turn 3 happens.
And
I mean, you can always be aggressive with the king, right? Because he can do his D3 fight first. So if you can be selected there.
Yeah, but you can only do it on your turn. So I can only be so aggressive and guarantee a charge. I mean, I rolled a 2 with him to charge at what should have been a fairly makeable charge, and if I fail that without a command point, then he's just kind of like dead in the water. That polearm doesn't get bad if you don't charge, but you lose a rend, you lose a damage, and you don't get access to the high tide ability on your opponent's turn, and that takes you out of getting the +2 attacks for everything within 3. So it's hard to say.
Well, let's not sell short that this is literally your first game with the new book, with the new rules like that. I mean,
and this is the point of these,
a lot of things out.
And this is the point of these games, is to try to figure out what to do and what.
I'm just happy I got you on the channel for it.
Yeah, it's nice because you've beaten me off camera. What are we, 50-50 in our personal games? But I think I've just been hammering you on channel, so it's nice to get one of these.
Yeah, I needed to get back
for camera, so you can watch it every day.
I'm just gonna say it was all skill too. It was mainly skill.
Yeah, you're gonna say this is how it always happens.
It was a lot of skill.
So definitely a good game.
But for people that are worried about IDK, get into him, do as many wounds. Nurgle's a good matchup, probably. Puscoils are probably the strongest thing to put against them because they can actually move in Nurgle to do some damage.
Yeah, and you didn't... Like,
Beast would probably be fine too.
I don't feel like the dice were ridiculous. You know, it wasn't like
they got really ridiculous at
towards the end, yeah. But like, you know, you were making saves that were makeable saves. It's not like you were making 12 6-ups. So, you know, this is probably a decent matchup for you, assuming you stay out of things till turn 3. So yeah, it's like you said, get into them quickly. And get as much off the table as you can, and you'll probably be fine.
But you just have crap loads of attacks and just weighted dice if you're doing 2 damage each or whatever you're doing. It's going to be good.
Yeah, and you figure if I get 20 thralls in, however many I can actually get in, that's 41 attacks, 3s and 2s with Lotan, spend a command point to make it 2s and 2s. And then the Thrall Master gives you exploding 6s or reroll 1s if you have 2 of them or whatever. And like that's just so many attacks. You have to fail at least one of them, right?
Yeah.
Right. So there's definitely something there, and for 260 points for 20 thralls, like it seems like a fair price for how glass cannon they are.
This game is not by any way going to be a reflection.
No,
thralls are going to be.
Yeah, and I definitely want to get them on the channel again, and see what else they can do.
I think someone I know has been kind of afraid of you. He doesn't want to play Legion of the First Prince into IDK.
Well, who knows?
So for me, 2 things. I mainly have eels still.
Yes.
And I think eels are still really good in Iron Rack. So if I do get to play Nick, if he's man enough to bring Legion of the First Prince against a bunch of eels. Nick grew up on eels, so he'll enjoy playing them again.
Yeah.
But I want to see what they can do. The fact that they won't get stuck in as much as they used to because of the retreat and charge and stuff like that. I think they're good, but I'll have to see.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely be bringing them back on the channel, either yours or mine. And
I gotta get some more thralls painted up.
Yeah, yeah.
But this was still a good looking army. I do like how you did you do that, King?
Yeah,
that looks good.
One of my better things.
All right.
Yep.
Well,
good game, sir.
Finally got a little revenge on you from what you did to Skaven. Felt good.
Yeah, Skaven deserved it though.
Yeah.
So,
all right, everyone, feel free. Again, Nick always puts the link to our Discord. We got a pretty healthy conversation going. Please feel free to join. If you're feeling extra generous, if St. Paddy's Day struck you the right way, please join our Patreon. Always like, comment, subscribe. We love to hear your comments, especially when we do stuff right, especially when we do stuff wrong. Gives us stuff to improve on. So thanks again for taking the time and watching and listening to us.